When you want to move your formulas around on your worksheets, you can do cut or copy and paste. However, they respond differently on your worksheets. So let's start with something real basic here. This formula is summing D5 to H5. There we go. So that's what this is going to total. This one is actually totaling D10 to H10, but all of these are summing across the rows, and then all of these are summing down the columns, okay, to get this number. So right here, what we're looking at is sum D5 to H5. So I'm just going to copy it. So I'm going to click copy up here. And I'm going to go over 3 rows. So JKL, I'm going to click on L5, and I'm going to hit paste. There we go. It says $7, and I'm going to hit the escape key on my keyboard to turn off the marquee here. There we go. So what did it do? Well, this is 3 columns over or 3 cells over, and now it's picking up G5 to K5 right there. So originally it picked up this one, and this one, but because I moved it 3 spaces over, it's adjusting to the direction that I took that formula. Okay, so when you simply copy and paste, that's considered copying, but it does adjust to the direction that you put the formula. Okay, so if I did the same thing here, if I did copy again and I put it down here on L9 and I do paste, I'm going to get $7 again, but it's not looking at the same fields that it was before. Let me click on it, click here. It did adjust because it knows, okay, it went down, what, 4 rows, and it moved over 3. So it came down the worksheet and then moved over 3 to pick up all of these areas right here. So just remember that copy, simple paste is the formula will stay the same as far as the function, but the cells that it's looking at will change based on where you're pasting that particular formula. Now, there's only one discrepancy with that, and that is if you see a formula that has a $sign in it, anywhere within the cell area, and when it's listing the cell reference and the cell source. So we're not going to cover what that means right now, but if you see anything with $signs in the formula next to the name of a cell, that's going to be what we call an absolute reference, and in a couple sessions training from now, you're going to learn about relative and absolute references. So for now, let's just learn the basics on it, and then when you learn absolute and relative references, you'll know why these are the way they are. Okay, now that was copy and paste. What if you want to move it by cutting it? Now what this does is a little different. It takes a formula, in this case D10 to H10, so it's looking at all of these. Okay. So when I do a cut, there we go, and I'm going to paste it out here, and I do a paste, it still is 25 because a cut is saying I'm actually going to move that formula, and it's going to keep that formula no matter where I put it. So it's still, even though it's moved down here, it's still looking at D10 to H10. So the difference is when you cut, it's going to keep that formula, whatever's in there, it literally pastes it as you see it, and it will put the result of that. So that can be useful when you wanted to do those calculations where it's at, but you also want to move that to show it somewhere else. So that's another way to do it. When you work with absolute and relative references, you could keep it where it was, make it an absolute reference, and then put it anywhere else you want, and it would stay the same even if you copied or cut it as well. So we'll learn about how to do that in a couple sessions from here.